I've had so many questions asking about how we get around like the Schengen region restrictions and things while we're travelling. So I thought I'd just do a quick explanation while I'm making some overnight oats. So basically, within a 180-day period, you're legally allowed to spend up to 90 days in the region, which is these countries here. And then once you spend up to 90 days, you then got to go out for 90 days, basically, which is these countries here. So we've done 90 days in and then 90 days out. And once you've done the 90 days, you're then allowed to go back in. So the UK is out, but then as soon as we arrived in France, that's when we entered the Schengen region. So we did up to 90 days. You can spend 90 days in one country or travel through like we did, but only up to 90 days. So then once the 90 days was up, we then had to leave the Schengen region. So then you're allowed to spend up to 90 days or longer, but as long as you do a minimum of 90 days in those countries before you're then allowed to re-enter the Schengen region again. So basically how it works is like 90, 90, 90 is how we're seeing it. So we obviously started in France and started to head east for 90 days, and then as soon as we hit Bosnia and Herzegovina, that was out of the region. So then we're planning on spending another 90 days out of the region before we can then go back in and head back west, back to the UK. So it sounds quite complicated, but actually if you break it down to like 90 days, 90 days, 90 days, that sort of thing, it's absolutely fine. You've just got to make sure that you don't overstay the 90 days, because obviously they stamp your passports at border control. So each country you go through, you get a stamp on your passport, and then obviously like they track what countries you've been to and things like that.